What is up, everybody? It is a beautiful Sunday morning, November 12th, 2023. I am your host, Bronson Fiore, joined by the always awesome Aaron Reynolds.
This is True Love Making, talking about video games.
Yes.
That's what I love making.
Yes, exactly. And then, she loves tuna and bacon, Emily Hulslander.
You're an asshole.
What
you know that
happened last night? What?
No, last night
I
we just talked.
don't really like tuna.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Not really.
Fair enough.
Bacon?
Bacon, yes.
Okay.
Absolutely bacon.
I love both. They're both great.
No, but the
Both pretty good.
conversations that we had last night, that was
Yeah, how
mostly Spider-Man.
how anti-venom is the amazing cum man.
Oh no.
Still can't unsee that, and I fucking hate you.
I mean, yeah. You learned this lesson early on. You can't do that.
No! Like, I didn't realize this until we talked about Spider-Man last night on our spoiler cast. I was like, wait.
Oh no.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Oh, God.
Yep,
No!
no.
What love do I have for Spider-Man?
I love me some
At least
Spider-Man.
I love Miles, though. So.
Yeah.
And but like, and to be fair, it had to be pointed out to me. Like, I was going ahead. I was enjoying the game. I'm like, oh, this anti-venom thing is cool. And then someone pointed out, I'm just like, okay, the Venom suit is like black, and the stuff like left behind makes
Black goo.
it's just black goo. But anti-venom is white, and it turns him into cum man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Such an asshole.
He literally has an ability where he throws a big ball of it.
Okay.
Like, he's high in the air and just throws it down like a
Yeah.
cannonball, and it's like,
Just yeah. Just
I
giant.
have lost my respect for Spider-Man now.
I
At
love
least for that suit.
Yeah, that suit. I still like. I think the concept is cool, but did no one at Insomniac go like, we might want to pick a different color?
Right. There's other colors.
There are
Alright,
other
well.
colors, so it works out.
Our audio seems fine from everything I
Okay.
can tell here. At least if the levels are right, but as you know, OBS lies, so
It does.
so
Well,
yeah.
piece of shit.
But hey, we got video game news to talk about.
We do?
Mm-hmm.
We do. We have video game news and what we've been playing, because I know we've all played a ton of video games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I totally didn't spend a good chunk of my last weekend moving and then this week recovering.
Yeah, I know.
The best way to recover is by playing video games.
There have been a lot of there's been a lot of stuff going on. A lot of games have been coming out, but just coming at a weird time for me personally. That's all.
No, I feel you. I feel you. Well, hopefully
but I love
that.
talking about news.
Well, video game news is always wonderful, and you know what's especially wonderful about video game news?
Mm.
What?
When oh god damn it, I need a third monitor to make this idea of mine work. Well,
Yep.
anyway.
I roll with 3 monitors. That's why.
Well, lesson learned.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, hey, guess what? Zero punctuation star Yahtzee Croshaw quits The Escapist after 16 years.
What?
Yep.
I heard about this.
I cannot believe. So basically what happened was like all of the Escapist video team and most of its editorial team, like part of it was about to get laid off or fired, and then the rest of them were like, all right, cool, we're gonna leave too if you do this.
Right.
And apparently fucking the Escapist was like, you won't. And
Watch
if you've ever read one of Yahtzee's books or know anything about the man, you would have understood his response is like, okay,
Right.
I'll just leave.
Yeah.
Man, how do you lose like half of like your staff?
So this
Like,
story
you-
doesn't say?
So, No, well, they just said Yahtzee announced he was quitting the site after the editor in chief Matt Calandra was fired. But like,
Huh.
I'm just like, why would you fire an EIC that everybody loves,
Right.
and then like when Yahtzee is just like, which look, no offense to the other people who create content on the Escapist, Yahtzee is the Escapist.
Right.
Like zero punctuation and extra punctuation are like 90% of why people go there.
Yes.
All right, so you know, like,
Yeah.
I don't um, but yeah,
I gotta pull this
that's
news story up because this is crazy. This is so. I guess this story is ongoing, right? Like, is this going to be like a giant bomb thing where we hear about some bullshit that happened later, and everyone rallies around them, and now they're making a new thing?
well, they've already gone on to make a new thing.
Oh,
They made a YouTube and Patreon called Second Wind.
hmm.
Um, they did a 3 hour live stream about it. We'll pull that up now. Um, it was kind of like an all day event, and it was Yahtzee and the former EIC at the Escapist going and talking about what their goals are, and it is fully employee owned and fully independent and fully on fucking Patreon,
All right.
which so it's pulling in $4,394 a month with 778 paid members. That'd be great if that was just like a dude or two dudes.
What are the prices for the membership?
$1, $3, $5,
Oh, see,
$10.
they messed up putting that $1 there,
Yep.
but
But it's literally just a tip jar. It just gives you Discord access.
right,
So,
right, yeah.
You know.
It's just, yeah, I don't know. The giant bomb guys, aimed bigger, and I think it's worked out for them pretty damn well.
Yeah, but like, man, I don't know how many people are like there. Like, but
Right. So yeah, I don't know. I'm looking at our other news stories for today, and I feel like not this is the right place to talk about it. There were two other groups of games journalists that made websites as well,
Mm-hmm.
um, and I'm very excited for them. I want them to do so well, but man, I do not have the money to give to everyone, and I can only hope that people who support good games writing, spread the love around well enough that everyone gets paid.
like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and the thing is like, Nextlander is doing almost 10 times as many people as them,
Yep.
as the Escapist.
Damn.
And
Mhm.
then, let's look at Jeff out of curiosity. Okay,
Yeah.
so he's doing, he doesn't have a number. Oh no, he doesn't have paid members, and he's doing like 4 times as many people.
Yep.
And then it's just kind of fun in games.
Kind of funny's got to be up there.
They don't list their membership totals.
Okay. Well,
And then all right, fine. Last Stand Media, that Colin Moriarty thing.
yeah.
Um,
They're doing pretty well last I checked.
really well. Holy shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and to be fair, these Patreons have been around for at least, in Jeff's case, a little over a year. Nextlander almost 2. These guys like 5 or 6. So it could just be the fact that it's so new, it's this weekend. But I think it's also like, okay, most people I know who went to the Escapists were there for Yahtzee and then maybe Cold Take. Cold Take was a popular show.
Okay.
Mm.
There were people who
So,
definitely went to the Escapist as like one of their main sites.
eh,
People who are a fan of all those other shows, especially back in its prime
well,
when Zero Punctuation was really busting out.
well, yeah, but like a lot of those other shows that were popular, Jimquisition, he's doing his own thing. Like he has his own Patreon and everything.
Right.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Same with
and good for them.
same with Extra Credits.
That's right. Extra Credits is doing their own thing. Yeah.
They're now Extra History. They've completely switched their focus. Well, because they added extra history as like an add-on for Patreon members, and it ended up doing way better than video game coverage.
Right.
So,
Right. Yeah, that'll
mhm.
happen.
So, um, yeah, that's man, and then the Kotaku layoffs, and those people
Yeah,
went to go from it.
Kotaku went down.
And then
Sort of.
who was there? What was the third one? Was there a third one that formed an outlet?
So, I mean, there's Remap Radio, which is Waypoint, but without Vice controlling them.
Mhm.
Right.
The ones that came out this week, I only remember one, which was Aftermath,
Mm.
which I want to say was the Kotaku, a few of the Kotaku
So that
writers.
was the Kotaku people.
Yeah. And there was one other. I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but yeah, I'm really happy about this push to create more independent, um, you know, places to do games journalism and serious writing about games without pressure from advertisers or corporations.
Well, that's been a journalistic struggle forever, right?
Right.
Is like it's like we need to get paid, but these companies who pay us want their own shit put front and forward.
Yep.
You know, so
And but that was always a struggle. Like as you and I followed Giant Bomb for quite a while there, and
Mhm.
it was really cool what they were doing as an independent site, and they had some big game journalist names there, so they were making an impact. But and then they started doing Big Live stuff. That was where they started doing the subscription thing before Patreon was really much of a thing. Like they were ahead on all that, and then they sold to a corporation.
yeah, because even then they needed funds because they had all the overhead of a major corporation operation.
Right. So I guess yeah, the question is, can you keep and like some of these people are doing very well at doing this, but like they just need to keep costs down. People want to come to you for your writing about games, or in Yahtzee's case, your fun little flash, not flash animations.
Yeah,
Um,
and then I think that God, it warms my heart because it's like okay, we're gonna get a ton of good content out of this. But
yes,
I also think that like a lot of these dudes are gonna have to get second jobs or are gonna be out of this in a couple of months.
right.
You know,
The
um,
amount of people like here's the thing. This is actually like a really cool thing that Yahtzee's doing because he's using his name to get everyone else into this project
mhm.
and do well. I just don't know if it's going to be enough with the amount of people there. Uh,
and then Easy Allies, the X game trailers, guys.
oh right, yeah. Does it say there?
Yeah, 4,000. So they're doing a little bit under what Jeff is doing.
4,000 subscribers.
Yeah, paid members.
Okay, okay. Uh,
Um,
yeah.
and the thing is like I look at it and I'm just like, man, kind of funny was really ahead of the curve.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like Greg Miller and all those boys. Did your guys' webcams freeze or is it just Aaron's?
Oh no, what?
Yeah, your
No,
webcam
Aaron's is
froze.
fine.
Oh, okay, this is
Okay.
weird on my
Or at least
end.
now it is.
Alright, hold on, I'm gonna refresh mine.
Okay, all right.
There we go, there we go.
I ain't on the stream anyway.
Yeah, I looked over it and it's just like, so, yeah, Easy Allies. I just wonder how many of these can be supported, especially with the independent YouTube scene. You got big YouTubers. Um, so yeah, and I think that it's like I love to see how independent it is, and I like to see Kind of Funny, like taking the Kind of Funny road of like, hey, in 2014 they were like, we're gonna go independent, even though we have no reason to because we're the biggest names at IGN by far. And obviously it worked out way for the better for them.
Yeah,
But
Hmm.
but does
but
that
yeah,
go for everyone?
yeah, like like what
Does that go for Luke Plunkett and Gita Jackson?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I don't know what. I like to see good writing from them. I like reading their stuff. But I only have so much money to spread around here.
Yeah, like for me, it's like Jeff is always the first priority. And then from there, if I can throw a little extra money around, I'll do it at the next Lander guys or Last Stand Media. Like, I want to see what Yahtzee ends up making next because the Escapist apparently owns the rights to Zero Punctuation.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So he's got to do something else.
Yeah.
But
so
I wonder if he's leaping at the opportunity. He's like, I don't have to do animations anymore. I don't have to take all these fucking images and put them together and make new weird shit in this weird art style. Let me just be in front of a camera or something.
Well, he's wrote some really good books for the past like decade.
Right.
And he also develops like smaller indie titles. That dude is doing everything.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's that story. I wish them well.
Them. Yeah.
It's I think it's super shitty the way the Escapist handled that.
Yep.
I like, why would you fire an EIC that's doing a good job? And like, yeah, I just don't understand. And I'm also like, the Escapist has like a fucking Patreon. The Escapist has its own fucking Patreon. And look at this, it all uses Yahtzee's art style. This company is
damn it.
This website is fucked.
Yeah.
Like, okay, like, let's see. Adventure is Nigh. Yahtzee's art style. Zero Punctuation, Cold Take, Design Delve. All 4 of those shows. Oh, and Adventure is Nigh. So 5 out of their 7 shows that are those dudes left.
That's wild.
Oh, that's rough.
And to be fair, 4 of those 5, Yahtzee runs them or is on them.
Right.
This company, who owns the Escapist?
That's a good question.
Let's see. Who owns the Escapist? Gamers Group. Who the fuck is Gamers Group?
This says here in the article, Yahtzee's departure followed Nick Calandra, the editor-in-chief, who said he was fired by the Escapist parent company Gamers for, quote, not achieving goals that were never properly set out for us. Oof.
What is this? Okay, so they own 17. Oh, wow. Okay, we were nearly owned by this company.
Oh, God.
Wait, what?
Not like us, but like when we were at TGA.
Oh.
Yeah.
I still stand by my comment.
Yeah, so they own The Escapist, which funnily enough isn't even listed on this like highlight reel.
Not enough.
But they own Dot Esports, Twinfinite, Prima Games, WGTC, We Got This Covered, Pro Game Guides, Destructoid, Upcomer, The Mary Sue, AOTF, and GamePer. They do content publication, bespoke campaigns, and advertising. So this feels like the most like corporate website I've been on in a while.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yep.
Oh, and they're apparently based out of Australia? What?
Interesting.
Okay. Is the Escapist based out of Australia, or is that just Yahtzee?
That's just Yahtzee.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Yeah, man, this is... and I guess they own enough... Oh, hey, there's the Escapist. But, like, I guess they own... Oh, they own Siliconera, too. But I guess they own enough shit that, like, tanking the Escapist isn't a big deal to them.
Right.
Because, like, who is going to the Escapist for something besides Yahtzee? Or Cold Take?
They've had some stuff before, but I can't imagine it's doing numbers. Certainly not the numbers that Yahtzee show does.
like I understand why people would still go to IGN or GameSpot because like the search engine takes them there,
Yeah.
you know. Like or you just want quick news as fast as possible.
Right.
But yeah, I don't understand why you would. I just don't get it.
Do you think they
So
still do the best game of the year forum thing?
I haven't heard about it in a long time, so probably not.
Yeah, probably not. I don't know. Yeah, that used to be.
That
That was
that was that got them a lot of traffic for a long time.
yeah, it did. Both good and bad.
Yeah, so that's that.
That's that. Good luck to Second Wind.
Yep, absolutely. All those. Why did the OBS window move down here? Okay. We're back. Hi,
Hi.
hi. We're back on screen.
Cool. Hi,
Jesus
everyone.
fucking Christ. Okay, so next news story. Because the video game industry, as you know, only provides the happiest, best news.
Yes, only the
Of
happiest
course they
and
do.
only the best.
Yes, and in that happy news is layoffs.
Oh, yay. Something
Oh God.
new and different for a change. Ugh.
Uh,
Oh,
All right, who got laid off this time?
Unity is probably going to do layoffs. You know, Unity, the
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Dying
Mhm.
for some positive news.
Yeah, a company that desperately needs something to go well.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the odds
Well,
of that happening now are a little on the low side. So,
well, guess what?
well,
In its Q3 earnings report Thursday, game development company Unity announced that it will likely be implementing layoffs as a broader cost-saving measure. In the report, the company says it is assessing its product portfolio to focus on those products that are most valuable to our customers and is evaluating the right cost that aligns with a more focused portfolio. It will likely it plans to make changes during the fourth quarter, and they will likely include discontinuing certain product offerings, reducing our workforce, and reducing our office footprint. The company expects to complete its changes before the end of Q1 2024. Um, Obviously, it had issues with its new pricing model that they rolled back,
Yep.
and their CEO retired. And as is the trend this year, hey, whole shit ton of video game related companies and things, as the Escapist showed, layoffs.
Yep.
And man, it is such a weird, shitty thing for the game. This is one of the best years for games ever. It really is. There's so much good shit,
Yep.
but it is like, let's put it this way: Jedi Survivor is a game during any other year I would have played it immediately. I have not touched it yet
Right.
because there's been so much good shit happening,
There's so much good stuff.
and it is, you know, like, yeah, like just that. It's just there's press layoffs, there's developer layoffs, there's tools layoffs now. You know, and this makes me think like, if there was like these big ass amazing teams made these fucking games.
Yeah.
And when's our next 2023 gonna happen? Because probably not for a while with this shit going on.
Right.
You know.
It'd be cool again. Like it would require a lot of conscious effort from people who play video games, which it's not going to happen. But if game developers wanted to take what the game journalists are doing and try to start a bunch of smaller teams and try to do their own thing and try to be supportive, that would be great. But people would have to be very supportive back.
And to be that level of supportive back is very in video games like press. What we do is cheap. I know we bitch about the cost of shit like Adobe licenses or web hosting, but in the grand scheme of things, it's really fucking cheap.
Yep.
Like versus like making a video game is wildly expensive.
Yep.
Like wildly. Okay, so Sea of Stars is a completely independent team.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like that is it is a completely independent team, and that is a pixel art JRPG. It's very basic.
Mm-hmm.
and 1.6 million Canadian dollars to make.
Mm,
This is just to make. You know,
yeah.
it's like, bro. Um. So yeah. Um.
Yeah. It's very hard.
And, like, yes, I understand that you can go the Larian Studios path. Like, I get that. Larian Studios. I did not want to search Kickstarter. You know, you look at Larian Studios, and you know they did a lot of games that led up to Baldur's Gate 3, right? Like
Mhm.
they did they did Baldur's Gate 3, they did the Divinity Original Sin games, they did the Divinity games. This was their one, two, three, four, five, six, seventh game, and quite honestly, the first time I ever heard of them as a developer was the first Original Sin.
Right.
You know, so we always talk about, oh, Baldur's Gate's this big independent masterpiece. That took like a decade to fucking happen.
Mm.
Of like honing their craft and making this big, amazing fucking project. And that project also cost probably a shit ton of time and man hours to make. Yeah, it says right down the front page, 6 years in the making.
Yep.
6 years of making, millions of dollars. If we're being honest, some dumb luck, probably. You know,
There's always a little bit of luck.
yeah, like it's so and it was in a very niche shit genre. You know,
Hmm.
so yeah, I would love for those independent developers to get more support, but like even then, it's like, well, this is like that's not going to be an overnight thing, and I don't think gamers are going to like be cognizant of it. I think it's just that good games need to come out, and those good games, if they're independent, that's awesome, and hopefully enough people buy them.
Hmm.
Hopefully there are more Undertales and Stardew Valleys and Sea of Stars is out there.
It'd be great.
Yeah. But
There are
like
people out there
also,
making some amazing shit. Like I don't know if you like, there's people will post like little clippets of the game they're working on Twitter by themselves, and it's like it's clear they need other people to help like finish the game at it in a decent time. But what they've worked on, like you're watching them, and it's like this. I would play this. I would play this so badly, and uh, the
and
people
the
are
thing
out
and the thing is like I wish AAA would be less shitty
there.
because
Yeah.
playing Spider-Man like a couple weeks ago um was like, oh, this is what happens when you have a lot of time, money, and talented people that you are only gonna get in the AAA space doing a thing.
Right.
You know, like
Yep.
like this is what happens when you get and supposedly Insomniac doesn't crunch.
Yeah.
So
Right. Exactly. Like, come
you
on.
know, like so this is what happens when you get a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of talented people. That is something that only comes out of a AAA product.
Hmm.
But the problem is most AAA studios are not making that product either.
Right. Yes.
Like if every AAA game was Spider-Man, I'd be a little more like generous and like, that's the that may be the price of business. You
Right.
know, but it's not. It's Starfield and fucking the first season of Diablo and fucking like like just this like or Jedi Survivor launching completely buggy and fucked.
Hmm.
You know.
Yep. Yeah, this is happening all at the same time. Yeah, there's all these fantastic games. Like this has been a really interesting year in terms of storylines because you've got the the triple A single player game doing better than ever before. Lots of live service games just going down the tubes or not doing nearly as well as they should. Lots of big triple A titles that have been hyped up and just are just an absolute buggy mess. And some of them, like Redfall, just got abandoned halfway through, essentially. Yet they still put it out. And then at the same time, you have these indie developers who are making crazy, interesting games, and they're happening so often now that like you can't keep track of all of them.
No, like I was looking through my Steam wish list the other day, and I found like 3 indie games that I want to play that I just haven't gotten to that came out this year.
Right.
They did a new fucking Double Dragon this year.
That's right.
That's
Yep.
right.
The River City Girls did a new Double Dragon game, and it looks fucking awesome.
Oh man.
So good luck to the people who are probably getting laid off at Unity.
I hope all these stories develop in a positive direction going into 2024.
Yes, I hope Unity realizes, hey, maybe we don't need a bunch more bad press, and this is a bad idea.
Yeah.
You would hope.
You
Well,
would hope.
you want to talk about things that are kind of hilarious, though.
I would love that.
The Epic Game Store still isn't profitable nearly 5 years after launch.
Oh my god.
Rough.
Yep.
That's rough.
I mean,
Yep.
There's 2 reasons for this, right? One is they tried to lure in a bunch of people by setting their profit margins on the games very low.
Yep.
But that suffered from a different problem, which is I feel like Epic Game Store was the line for a number of people of like, I do not want another fucking launcher. I really don't. And there's no like isn't really exclusives on it or anything.
No, there
Some
are. They're like timed exclusive for like a year, sometimes 2.
Right.
Like I'm gonna be real with you. I am still fucking mad. I am still like unbelievably mad that I had to buy Crisis Remastered on that store. Like,
that's right.
Still, like I'm still mad. Like I'm still like incredibly fucking annoyed by it. I'm sorry that this is spazzing out a little bit. Okay, there we go.
It's just it's this news coming along with them firing a bunch of people while being one of the most profitable gaming companies in the industry.
Well, yes, and like, God, like, and they like purchase these exclusives, but it obviously isn't working. If anything, it just makes me wait or play the game on console.
Yep, we're at that point now. Like,
I
know I can get Tony Hawk, 1 and 2 remastered somewhere else as soon as I have the money and the desire. I'm just gonna do it again just so I can get off the Epic Games Store.
Right, like like I have tons of games on there. Most of them I haven't paid for. Oh yeah, Control was I bought Control and its DLC on there on PC because it was before I was like, oh, maybe this will become a real store, and it's an actively worse experience than Steam. Still, motherfucker.
Still.
Like it's been 5 years. Hey, guess what? They still don't have fucking achievements. Or no, they do, but they're kind of a fucking mess. And they're not for most games. Like, some of them added them retroactively, but, like, oh, God. And for the longest time, you could not check out more than 1 game at a time.
Right.
Like,
cart.
Yeah, like, you like, that, so why would I go here?
Right.
Like, Alan Wake 2 is an amazing game. I'm telling you right now, the whole reason that I didn't buy the PC version of that game was because, oh dude, it's locked to Epic Game Store.
Right.
Yeah. And I understand some games, according to the people who, put them on Epic Game Store, said, well, putting it on Epic Game Store actually made us more money, so we're able to get the game out.
I get that.
And I get it. But on the other side of that, like, man, like, just, this is, like, it is a bad launcher.
Right. It is.
It's better than a lot of launchers. It's still bad, though.
I'm gonna I'm gonna hot take here live on stream.
Mhm.
Uh, Epic Game Store is the kick to Steam's Twitch. Like, I like Kick. I want it to do better, but fuck, they are not doing very much to improve that experience at all.
Jesus.
And I want it to succeed, but it's just not. It had real momentum when Twitch fucked up, and then just hasn't really done much with it since then. A lot of features that Twitch has, like Kick, just doesn't do. And I feel that way with this, except I actually feel worse because it's Epic Games who are just these assholes who have made a ridiculous amount of money off Fortnite and are started this store because they wanted to make lots more money. When everyone's pretty fine with Steam. Steam has been run well.
And that's also an independent company, which helps. But
Independent
like,
company. It's Valve. Valve has a lot of good, has a really good track record, good reputation. It says here at the bottom of this article, continues to dominate the PC market. In January, Valve's service smashed its record for concurrent online users with just shy of 32 million players online.
yep.
Like, Steam's really good. I have no problems with it, really.
Yes. Look. This is gonna be like, I don't want a monopoly, right? Like that.
Right.
But until one of these upcoming launchers can like make a compelling argument to why they're better, you kind of need to stop existing. Um,
Like good old games, DRM free games, and that's a good place to get some old games. That's good.
yeah,
Um,
like
itch.io is a good launcher for all those independent games on that store. They're offering different services, whereas Epic Games, the lure of Epic Games is, hey, we occasionally put out this neat game for free, hoping that you'll buy other things, and everyone's like, nope,
or we'll
I'm
put
gonna
out
take
an
this free thing.
exclusive game that you can only buy here, that you'll be able to
Yep,
buy on Steam in a year or two.
yep. And some
Because
people will pay
Control's
that
on
price,
Steam
that's
now,
fine, but
right?
other people,
Control's on Steam, is it? Did Control ever?
I want
Yeah,
to
it did.
say it did.
Yep,
Yeah.
it went there. When did it come out on Steam? I'm gonna find that out now. Okay, like a couple years later. Like
Okay.
not nothing crazy.
You did have to wait. If you thought
Yeah.
that was a cool game and you wanted to check it out, you had to go Epic
Yeah,
or
well, that's what happened with me in Crisis Remastered. Like, I was like, oh, fucking, let's play Crisis again. And, you know, then it was like, oh, fuck. Well, I gotta go on Epic Game Store, I guess.
right.
Um,
Yep.
so,
Uh,
um, yeah, it's shitty.
it's losing money. It's really not surprising. Why?
Okay, so, like, I look at, like, launchers, and I'm just like, okay, Blizzard has moved, like, the Xbox launcher needs to exist because of Game Pass. It has a justification. Alright,
Yep.
I'll give it to you. Battle.net is slowly moving all of its games over to Steam. So legitimately, once they move over WoW and Heroes of the Storm, if they ever do, like, I might be able to delete that launcher from my computer, which would be great.
Right.
Back in the day, that launcher did have a reason to exist, though, because of just how fucking huge WoW and StarCraft was.
Yeah, it made sense then.
Yeah, like, um, yeah, this sucks. Facts.
I mean, it sucks, but it's Epic's own doing.
It is. If they were gonna release a store, they should have released a finished store. Like, had Epic Game Store come out and like said, "Hey, we also have achievements. We also have these crazy sales. We also have these community features and all this other shit." Then it would have been a very different story. But it launched as like this bare bones store where it's like, "Hey, we're the Fortnite guys, and we made a store. Here's some free shit. Please stay here."
And it was exciting at the time, specifically because of how much profit they gave to developers on their split compared to Steam.
Yeah.
I was like, that's
Yes.
cool. All right. That was like the initial draw, but that does not like necessarily help me as the consumer, and that consumer experience is lacking.
Well, it's like library sorting isn't as good. Community features isn't as good. The store isn't as good. Like, just
Yeah.
it is every last bit of it except free shit is worse.
Right. After all this
Yes,
time, they have not gotten it up to Steam standards.
yes, and now Steam is gonna take over more shit because of this motherfucker. You
Oh
know,
God.
the Steam Deck. I know a
Oh really?
shocking amount of people with Steam Decks. You
Yeah.
know, like it is shocking, which tells me, and that just means more PC developers have to put their shit on Steam, and just yeah, it continues to snowball.
Yeah.
Um, so
Um.
yep.
Yeah. Epic's really going through it, but I hope you figured it out.
hmm So all right. So we have next up is hey, Sony delayed half of its live service games.
Half?
Interesting.
Half, half.
Oh,
So
that's rough.
It's a bummer Ninja isn't here. He'd be gloating. He was saying
yeah.
just this.
You're like,
I
yeah,
fucking
knew
called
that's
this
gonna
shit.
happen.
Yeah. So, Sony Interactive Entertainment previously planned to put out 12 live service games by the end of March 2026.
Dude.
That has been cut down to 6. During PlayStation's management team confirmed that it had partnered with Destiny Studio Bungie for a rigorous portfolio review process. According to press reports, that has led to some projects being scaled back. During an earnings call on Thursday, Sony president, COO, and CFO Hiroki Totoki similarly confirmed that this review would result in some games being pushed back due to quality concerns. We're reviewing this. We're trying as much as possible to ensure these games are enjoyed and liked by gamers for a long time. Of the 12 titles, 6 titles will be released during the fiscal year 2025. That's our current plan. As for the remaining 6 titles, we're working on that. 6 is still too much.
It's a lot.
6 is still too much. That is more than they have put out like full single player games in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Because let's see, this year they put out Spider Man. Did they put out another big budget game this year? Was it just Spider Man?
No way. They had to have more.
No, it was Spider Man.
Yeah.
Spider Man. Uh, and then last year it was like Returnal, Horizon, God of War, Gran Turismo. So that's 4. So like,
Load.
yeah, like 2020 they blew their load because it was Last of Us 2, Miles Morales, Demon Souls, and Ghost of Tsushima. So like even in like a best case scenario year, they're putting out 4 single player games, and now they're putting out 6 fucking live service games in 2025.
That's. I mean, okay. You break down the amount of people who play PlayStation.
Yeah,
How many of them tend to go to play a live service game? One.
a
How many
lot.
play
Like I'm
more than
sure
that? A
plenty.
lot.
Like, I mean,
And then you got
I
to
know it's
split it up.
yeah, I know it's yeah, like you break up, and that's assuming you can get them off of their current live service game.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah. Exactly.
that's something that we always bring up is like the live service fucking gambit.
Mm-hmm.
It yeah, like it's ugh.
I want to play all these live service games. Some of them I find to be very fun, but the real shitty thing about live service games is they can all be spectacular. I'm only having time to play 1 or 2 of them, and
Yes,
that's it.
like at absolute peak of me being in the live service games, I could play 3.
Right.
And that was like all of my like video game time was those 3. You know, and I'm being real with everyone. It's just like, okay, of my 2 live service game spot right now, 1 goes to WoW.
Yeah.
So I can play 1.
Mm-hmm.
And I guarantee you it's probably not going to be any of these 6 fucking games.
It could be one of them, but like, and then some of these live service games are like, the earlier ones will be sacrificed to the later ones.
Right, and am I like, am I going to choose, so am I going to choose playing any of these over Final Fantasy as my second live service game, or Guild
Right.
Wars, or Diablo,
Lost
or
Ark.
Lost Ark, or like fucking Destiny,
Exo
Well,
Primal.
sure, yeah, I like
That
Exo
game's
Primal, it's
great.
great, yeah, but like it's still a live service game, and it's just like,
I'm a fan of Exo Primal. I know Exo Primal's going down probably next year. Like,
like
I love that game, but
So I pulled up my own PlayStation friends list right now to see like who if anyone is doing some live service, and like about half of them are playing live service games.
mhm.
So about half of my friends list on PlayStation 5 at this particular moment is playing a live service game in at 11:13 in the morning on Sunday.
Okay.
So it's like, are you gonna rip those people away from Overwatch? Are you gonna rip those people away from whatever the fuck?
Yep.
Like, are you going to get the Diablo people off of Diablo? And then especially after this year, where the sentiment on live services just turned.
Right.
Like we saw that fucking, um, we saw that fucking just absolute heel turn on fucking we saw that absolute heel turn like when they showed off the Suicide Squad and everyone saw that was a live service game and the reaction was just violently negative.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
They showed that screen that was just straight up Destiny again. I was like, you guys.
No, this isn't what we want. Like, Jesus fuck, guys.
Oh
um
man.
so yeah.
And on some level, it's like, yeah, Fortnite's at the top here. I'm looking at Twitch. Grand Theft Auto, League of Legends, Valorant, World of Warcraft, Dota, uh, Rainbow Six Siege, Counter Strike. I get it,
It's a
but
giant gamble, but like
it's a
yeah,
gamble
because
for you. Like you're not one of these people right now.
yeah, it's like, when does the first single player game show up here? Like, I guess Smash. There's probably a tournament. Like, let me find the first genuine single player game that's on here. Street Fighter is technically games as a service, so is StarCraft. Um, it's Age of Empires 2. Like 3.5 rows down.
And even then,
Damn.
there's probably a tournament happening.
Yeah, and like even after that, it's like Elden Ring, like 5.5
There you
rows
go.
down.
Yeah.
And Cyberpunk. It's like, yeah, dude, just.
I understand. That's where everyone's playing, and that's where everyone's going to be. But like, that is a finite amount of spaces. Are you going to dethrone Apex Legends or Valorant with your live service game? Really?
Are you going to knock off Grand Theft Auto? Are you going to knock off League? You know, there is a graveyard of other MMOs that tried to knock off WoW.
Yep.
There is a fucking graveyard of MMOs released from 2004 to 2016 that are just dead because of them trying to compete with World of Warcraft.
And it's not even necessarily because they're bad. Sometimes, it's not even that. It's just like, again, our attention is spread, and some people just pick games. And I know you want to be one of those games where people just pick that game and they play it for 10 years, but there is absolutely no guarantee your game's going to be that.
No, and then like it's like, okay, using the MMO thing as an example because we're all being big on those in this channel for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
If you are an established World of Warcraft player or an established Final Fantasy player, you have all these armor and these achievements and these mounts and these fucking reputation and all this stuff. Why are you gonna go leave to start fresh somewhere else? And not only that, in those games are heavily dependent upon who you're playing with.
Yeah.
Heavily, like the most fun I had in Final Fantasy 14 was us as a collective channel dicking around.
Yep.
The most fun I have in WoW is like raiding with my guildies and dicking around.
Mm-hmm.
So why am I gonna leave that to be where none of my friends are? And I'm starting completely fresh on the totem pole because all these games are like run on shit that you get.
I mean, this also shows how much this relies on, like we were talking about earlier, a little bit of luck. Like it needs to be the right place at the right time, and games take a good long time to develop. Like
Yeah,
you know,
like
yeah,
well,
there are
well
some like
you
gimme situations like, oh, Respawn's developing a battle royale. Oh shit. But are you Respawn?
yeah it well and also like part of those are right place right time
Yep.
because of the simple fact that all right, well, World of Warcraft came out in 2004 before the live service trend even started, and it was it was this massive improvement on every MMO ever made. Final Fantasy targeted a very specific niche of MMO after it unfucked itself.
Yep.
And how are you pointing your
Yeah.
camera downward?
I don't know. I've been slouching more in my chair, and I don't want to sit back up straight.
Okay, fair enough. Fair
Sorry.
enough. Sorry, I just looked over and I was like, "What the fuck is
I
he
looked over. What
doing?"
the fuck are you doing? You quit that.
uh,
You have to remember that, like, I have in my head, burned into my memory from an Unprofessional Friday. It started, and like Jeff's head was cut off at the top, and so it fades up, and he goes, "What's this bullshit shot?" And they immediately had to like fix it. And so I think about that all the time. I'll just be looking at our cameras, and I'll be like, "What's with this bullshit shot? I gotta fix this." Um, yeah, sorry
so,
about that.
but no, but yeah, so so yeah, like Guild Wars 2 got its niche because like it said, hey, we're gonna operate completely differently from a standard MMO. Like
Mhm.
Destiny 2 said, we are gonna combine Halo and World of Warcraft.
Right.
You know, which
Yeah. Okay. Here's an interesting exercise. Let's look through the top of Twitch and what are the newest live service games that are at the top.
That is news.
Valorant is, Amazon, right? Or am I getting
No,
this
that's
confused
Riot.
entirely?
That's Riot.
It's Riot. That's a Riot. I got my big evil corporations mixed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Riot like put a bunch of money into it, and then there was a deal they had with Twitch at the beginning,
Valorant came out in what, like 2020?
somewhere around there. That's what it feels like. Um,
That was a COVID? Yeah, it was a COVID game, June 2nd,
oh,
2020.
it's a COVID game.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, and it feels like you have COVID when you play it. I guess like so yeah, that's the newest one on here because like Fortnite was 2017,
yep.
FIFA has been around forever, GTA 5 was 2013, League was 2009. Okay, Modern Warfare 3 is just every
That's just more
post
Modern
Modern.
Warfare. Yeah.
Yeah, so 2007.
Same for FC24. It's the same game.
Yeah, WoW 2004, Minecraft 2013, Dota 2 2013, Rainbow Six Siege 2015, Counter Strike 1999. Like I think Valorant might actually be the newest one. It's 3 years
That's what I'm
old.
looking at. Yeah.
Because
Genshin Impact.
Genshin
When did
was
that
what?
come out?
That was like 2000. Oh, it was 2020 as well. It's actually slightly newer.
Oh, that's
It's
also a
new.
COVID game.
Yeah, but it's newer by like 3 months. I remember World of Tanks being a thing at my first PAX,
Right? Yep.
so it's been around for fucking
They've been
ever.
going. 33,000 people watching right now. World of Tanks. World of Tanks is just solid.
So yeah, the newest one of these is 3 fucking years old.
Yeah, I'm looking and I just can't. When did Team Fight Tactics come out?
Say 2020 as well.
Yeah, again, it's COVID. That COVID window where everyone
Oh,
was looking to play video games.
2019. So a year
Okay.
before.
All right. So you got Ark Survival Ascended, but that's a new release. We'll see how things go as time goes on. And
And it's
also
and it's and
that's
it's more
building
arc,
off of Ark, right? Yeah.
and that came
Overwatch
out
2 is
in
just
2015,
Overwatch.
2016.
Yep.
You know,
Rocket League
Apex
still going strong.
2015 as well. Street Fighters this year. Street Fighter 6 is this year.
Yep.
But it's kind of the Call of Duty thing where it's technically like
they,
forever.
they made one of the best Street Fighters.
Diablo, same thing. Like, Diablo's like, alright, this is kind of piggybacking off Diablo 3, which piggybacked off Diablo 2.
Yeah.
But, like, really Diablo 3, because that's when we started getting a lot of microtransaction bullshit.
Right.
So like, yeah, the newest one of these, once again, is 2020. Actually, no, Marvel Snap came out last year, if you want to count that.
People have
So,
been playing a lot of Marvel Snap. I've noticed that has had more longevity than I thought it would.
yeah, but
But yeah, 2020 seems to be the year.
so it's just like, okay, are you gonna beat any of these? Oh, Honkai Star Rail, but that's kind of piggybacking off of Genshin a little bit.
Yep.
That's from this year.
I mean, I'm sitting here thinking like, I don't know if you're developing something. Hopefully you started developing something before, but probably not. Is like Destiny's going down. What if you tried to capitalize on that? They're
I know.
moving towards an extraction shooter. So what if you tried to do something with that? Remember when we were all excited about Destiny because it sounded like it was going to be like open world Halo shooter.
Yes,
And
meets.
then that
Yeah,
didn't happen.
like I said, I was expecting WoW meets fucking Halo.
Yep.
Um,
What if someone worked on that? Maybe there's a shot there, but you have to be a really good team as well, and again, a little bit of luck.
yep.
Um, So yeah, pushing 6. They have 12 total. They pushed 6 back, and they're still going to release these other 6 in this window.
Like, one of those is Foam Stars.
Oh man, foam stars. That seems like a fun little idea. That seems like it'd be fun for a summer or something. I just don't see that lasting unless they develop that idea more. But
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same
I
boat
wonder
with
how
that.
Splatoon's doing.
Probably doing fine.
Probably doing fine, money wise.
Yeah, like I think.
Participation wise.
Yeah, I think Nintendo is fairly happy to have that the way it is.
Yeah, I'm happy for that.
Alright, well.
But yeah, that's yet another game. Like if I had all the time in the world, I'd be playing Exoprimal and Splatoon 3 and Final Fantasy 14 and World of Warcraft all at once. I'd even be playing Destiny 2. Like us talking about Destiny 2 last time made me want to play Destiny, even though
Yeah,
it's bad.
same. It's just
So,
it. Yeah, but like instead, I play a lot of WoW because that's the one that I have time for.
yep.
You know.
So
Especially because and now, like in the MMO space, WoW is gonna have 5 clients by the end of next year. Because you have vanilla, you have vanilla plus, you have vanilla hardcore, which is vanilla, but you can only die once, so you have to delete your character.
Yep.
You have retail, and then you have cataclysm.
Right.
So.
Damn.
Do they not have launchers for their Burning Crusade and Wrath?
No, it really feels like Vanilla's the only one they're going to keep around for longer than a year and a half or so.
Interesting. Okay.
So.
But yeah, well, and what's funny about this story is that they partnered with Bungie to do a rigorous portfolio review, which Bungie itself is like, man, we got to review our own portfolio. You want us to help with yours? Okay.
The choice. All right. All right. So next up we have, Steam will now let you hide your porn games.
I can't believe it took this long. That's like a day one thing. You should have. This is like Epic not having a cart. If you're gonna offer not safe for work stuff, like you're asking a lot of people to be like, all right, I'm putting my business out there. If I play this game, it's telling everyone.
What if I want them to know I play the porn games?
I mean, then you're good. Let them know. But you better play quality porn games. Goddammit. Don't play that shovelware.
God damn it.
I play all the good porn games.
I'm just dead right now. Like, God, fuck.
The amazing Cum Man.
God, no!
God,
Robson, you asshole! Fuck.
Look, they could probably once that's on PC, they could probably rip that model. It's coming. that Spider-Man Overwatch crossover you've been waiting for.
Oh my God,
no. Yeah, good feature. This needed to happen.
I like how this is enough of a requested feature that Fucking that's like a news story. Couple comments from Twitter. Now I can finally play my hentai games without having to worry.
Yep.
Counter-Strike is precisely the kind of game I'd want to keep my activity private with, to be honest.
Yeah.
Soon you'll be able to buy games from our catalog like the Kinky Ketsune or the
Yep.
tantalizing Tanuki without being publicly shamed. Only held a deep sense of personal shame. Online hentai distributor Faku Games wrote in a horny. I can finally hide every game I own so people don't know I buy games and never play them.
That's good. I need to hide the fact that I play League of Legends. Can I hide that?
That's you don't have to worry. That's not a Steam game. That's
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
yeah,
what's
that's
a similar game.
You can hide the fact that it says right here on the top of the news story, or you can hide the fact that you've got Overwatch 2 in your library.
Oh, right. Yes. Exactly. I want to hide how many hours I've played Overwatch.
Oh god. Lordy.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the real thing about this. You don't want to hide the fact that you play porn games. You want to hide the fetishes that like will come out when when someone looks at your library. Like, oh,
Yeah.
you're one of those foot people, huh?
God.
Okay.
Not this conversation again. No.
I learned something new about you. All right. And there's no good way to bring it up in conversation, so I'm just gonna know that about you.
Everyone in Blighttown is in defeat.
They are.
First 20 minutes of that episode that you sent me was about foot fetishes. Okay, like what the fuck, you guys?
Was it only 20 minutes?
It felt longer.
An hour, man.
Three times in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And you watched the whole episode, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Look.
All right.
When you're in Blighttown for that long, like time means nothing. You just, things happen. All right.
Oh god.
See, now they
I'm
need to
just
make
like,
they need to make a
why?
sequel. The Amazing Cum Man 3 in Blighttown.
Yeah. Right after they make Blighttown Pro Skater, they could get on that.
Yep.
Fuck.
All right. Well, they're about to get a bunch of sales.
Yep.
I mean, yeah.
If I'm a porn game dev right now, I'm doing the Running Man. I'm fucking doing the Gamekast,
right?
fucking high fiving everyone in the office.
Like, bitch, we're doing this. Let's go.
Man, yeah. No, there's some. All right. I wonder if they'll like keep the data anonymous, but they'll like report like, all right, here are our best-selling games. Number 10, Come Man. And like everyone just has to like, no one knows who bought this game, but we're all gonna look at each other. It is top 10. All right, it turns into Among Us. Like, all right, who's the Come Man fan?
Well, okay. So if you go on Steam right now, what is the number one seller? Orgasm Simulator 3.
Like number one total?
No, but it is the top trending. Excuse me.
Okay, top trending. Okay.
Top selling is Call of Duty and a bunch of crap you probably expect.
Well, here's the real question. How much is it?
$6.09.
There you go. Yep. That's a beautiful thing about those kinds of games is a lot of them are not going to be like, yeah, $60. Like, no. No one's going to do that, and all those developers know that.
Oh, lordy. All right.
Oh, anyway, fun.
All right. Next up is, hey, the Blizzard art director for the past 32 years is retiring.
Wow.
Damn.
Yep. So he wrote in a message for everyone, Samwise Didier retires after 32 years. He was the art director on Diablo, StarCraft, Warcraft, and many other classics. Saying in his letter to everyone, today is a huge day for me, and I wanted to share the news with you all. I am retiring from my beloved Blizzard Entertainment, and today will be my last day. Now, most kids I know move out of home when they are 18. Well, maybe not these days. For me, it took me nearly double that, and it's inspiring and intimidating all at the same time. Blizzard was never just a job for me. I joined the company in 1991 and it immediately became my second home. I found out I had a family and didn't even know I had. I grew up there. I learned almost everything I know about art there. I learned how to use a computer. I only knew how to use an Atari 2600 Nintendo. I learned how to use Photoshop. I learned how to create UI, make thousands of buttons. I learned how to create 3D models of my art, how to texture and animate them, and even how to make them shoot fireballs or lasers. I got to see my art come to life. Hell, I even joined my first band at Blizzard, and he's the lead singer of the Elite Tauren Chieftains. You know,
Oh, nice.
and
Oh.
to top it all off, I got to work on some of the greatest games this here old world has ever known. Thank you, Blizzard, for everything. And then he finishes with, if it'll load, if I were to leave any words of wisdom to the mighty Blizzard Entertainment, it would be this: a always draw big shoulder pads. ABC, my friends, Samwise. Um,
That's
um,
a feature of Blizzard games. Make those shoulder pads big.
gotta make him huge.
Make them huge.
Um, yeah. I mean, he's the guy who made their style.
Yeah.
Like he was like the artist where that all those games shared, and yeah, no, it's if you want to see a picture of the man, here you go.
Well, yeah.
Yep,
It's been around.
yep,
Good for him.
yep. Good for him. It's really cool to see that at least somebody in the world gets to do what has been I felt dead most of my life of go to a job when you're like 19 and stay there and develop your skills and get better, and you know the company rewards you for it.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yep.
so
Wow.
yeah, I just hope that their art stays as quality as it's been. Like that's one thing that like I can consistently say about Blizzard. No matter how, like Shadowlands was a giant pile of dog shit, but even then the art was amazing.
Right.
Like go to Ardenweald and fucking just gawk. You
Mm-hmm.
know?
Just
Uh,
bask in the glory that is
I
all
mean,
of that.
yeah, they have a lot to draw from the
Mm-hmm.
history of that art. So
they
I would
do.
hope they have.
And I'm
Uh,
sure that there are plenty of artists on staff who definitely cribbed a lot of his style.
sure.
But with an artist you always have that concern of like, well, it's not the dude, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yep.
um
All right.
alright, well, next up,
Cool.
our final news story. Uh
All right.
Blizzard or not Blizzard, Valve announces a Steam Deck OLED.
Ooh.
Huh.
So they're upping the memory on all models. So the lowest model, instead of being 128 gigs, is now two. Like basically every model it doubled. So the
Oh,
highest
cool.
model went from 512 to 1 terabyte. The middle went from 256 to 512, and the bottom went
Nice.
from 128 to
256.
256. Yes.
Got it.
Yep. So yeah, no performance improvements.
Hmm.
So like you're not getting extra horsepower, but you are getting significantly better battery life,
Good.
and better cooling.
Good.
You're getting a bigger screen by about half an inch.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's basically it. And it apparently and it's apparently a little like faster memory wise as well.
Oh, that's cool. All right.
But yeah, so you
Um.
know,
Yeah. People who have Steam Decks seem to really love their Steam Decks.
Apparently.
I think it's just really cool. It's just it like I don't think I would use it a bunch is the problem. Like the way this house is set up and everything, especially.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah. I like the idea of like sitting down and playing Hades on my bed. But
I mean, well, especially that kind of game runs on a Switch fine.
Right, exactly. Yep.
So it's like, why, and like the universe, everyone in the goddamn universe owns a Switch. It feels like so.
Right. At this
Um,
point.
like this, the Steam Deck, especially this new one, is like one of those things where like, had if I had a bunch of extra money, I would totally like invest in one.
Right.
Um, but like I have a laptop that plays games relatively well if I really need to play stuff on the go. My house is set up in a way where it's like not particularly hard to play games from the area where I like get comfy.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't serve a purpose for me. But it is a nice piece of kit.
Yep. Enjoy
Yeah.
using it.
Yep. All right.
So
Well,
good.
that's the news.
All right.
All right, we got through the news.
Good lord. Yeah. That was a
That was
little
a,
bit of a
that was
roller
a, that
coaster.
was a little bit of a gauntlet we had going on there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so next up is what we've been playing. So, what did we all play this week? If we played anything, Aaron, did you play anything?
I played one game.
What was it?
And it was a little game called Lethal Company.
What the fuck? Oh wait, I think I might have heard of this game. Hold on, go
I
ahead though.
talked about it briefly last week.
Oh, that's right, you did.
Oh yes, yes, yes. I remember this. How was it? How was this?
So, this game is really interesting. If I'll just recap from last week, it's the combination of Deep Rock Galactic and Phasmophobia. You enter into these like warehouses, and you're trying to collect scrap metal. You have to meet a certain quota by a certain day. And there are monsters here, and you don't know what these monsters are, especially at the beginning. You have to discover them as they come at you, and you have to learn what they do.
Mm.
Um,
Well, shit.
so one of them, I think my favorite, I'm just going to go with my favorite right off the bat. We enter into a room, and this mannequin with a coil for a neck and a mannequin head appeared in front of us. And my brother, a big Dead by Daylight fan, like of course did his homework before we did this initial run. He just goes, "Oh shit!" and I said,
Always a
"Dylan,
good
what is this?"
sign when your experienced
Oh,
player
God
is
damn
like,
it, Taylor.
"Oh
Oh
shit."
no. Um, so I said, "Dylan, what is this?" He said, "You know how in Doctor Who, the Weeping Angels, it's that."
Oh God, no! No, 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 no,
So
no, 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 no,
if
no,
you
no.
if you look away from this coil head, it will come at you at the speed of light. Um,
Just gone.
so one
Right there.
person has to stay looking at the coil head, and the others
Everybody
have
else
to go
can
grab.
run.
Yes, everyone can grab their stuff and get out, but we have to be very careful not to. So we were like doing all that. I died from something else, so I ended up going into like I jumping into either, you know how Phasmophobia works, you kind of jump into either person's view.
Yeah.
Or in Phasmophobia, you can like wander around, but in this, you're going between the people's view. So I went to him, and he was the last person, and he had to get out. So he said, like, he was like, how am I gonna get out of this? So he like turned away really quick and turned back. It like jumped at him,
Got
and his head
right.
got crazy. I was like, oh no, no. And that's what this game is. So that's basically it. It's you collect scrap metal. There are tools like in Phasmophobia. You've got flashlights. You've got stun grenades. You have a couple different things. Not like guns, but like a stun gun, basically, which only works for certain things. Um, and you're just discovering monsters as you go, and you're just trying to survive. And man, it's hard right now. Um, and it's run based, so it's kind of like Sea of Thieves in that you start a game and you're gonna go, and you can technically save as long as you stay alive. You can just keep going. You're trying to keep the run going as much as you can, but if everyone dies, hey, it's all over. Start over again. All that shit you bought, everything, nope, new game.
Oof.
Yeah, so the
Oof.
stakes are high. Um, and you know, there's some stuff where you like you can flex on how well you're doing. Like if you get a lot of money and you're doing well with the tools you have, you can buy this $900 pajama suit. It's like a hazard suit, but it's like pajama style. It's like I don't need this fucking money. I'm so good at this. And so there's a little bit of stuff you can do regarding that. The best thing about this game is its sound. So in Phasmophobia, they're like, hey, use the in-game, microphone system because it's immersive. The person gets farther away, you can hear them less. You can use the walkie-talkie system. It's just more immersive, and it's fine in Phasmophobia. In Lethal Company, this person knew what they were doing. Just like the sound, the echoes of your voice when you're surrounded by metal, when you're in like certain different rooms, it'll reverberate differently. And a creature jumped onto my face over my mouth, and I tried to talk, but it was muffled in their ears, so I couldn't speak to them.
That is fucking awesome.
It was really fucking cool. Um, they do a lot of cool stuff with sound and voices, so we absolutely, and it worked is the important thing. Phasmophobia didn't work all the time, but it worked in Lethal Company. So we've been using the in-game voice chat, and I'm going to do that again tomorrow. Super cool. Very creepy. Just a good fun time. I'm gonna play some more. I wouldn't say I have more fun than like playing Deep Rock. I think Deep Rock is a lot more like, playing around, jumping around. Definitely more shooting the shit kind of game. But Lethal Company, man, it's remember when we were talking about maybe trying out GTFO? But it was like that game
Yes,
that's,
but it keeps like never going down in price ever. Yes,
first of all, it's crazy expensive. Not crazy expensive, but it's
but
a lot, and it never will drop down below 50 percent.
yeah,
And
so it's
but
like,
but the other thing was like, you look at that game, it's like, oh, you got to get serious. Like we have to coordinate, and we're gonna try and it just seems intense, which is awesome. But then you have to have that team there with you. I think Lethal Company exists in a good middle ground where you're kind of messing around and having fun, but it's creepy, and it's like, all right, let's when shit goes down, it's time for us to get serious. Man, yeah, it's a good game. Streaming on Twitch at decent numbers right now. So there's plenty of people to go watch and check out
uh,
that game. It's $10, I believe, full price.
that's
Um,
fucking wild.
it's one guy.
What
Uh,
just with the way game prices are nowadays, I just feel like everything is going up. Like Sea of Stars, it's one of my favorite games of the year, but it's a $35 indie game.
yep,
Like so it just
yep.
feels like, yeah, it just feels like
And I should mention
prices.
it's yeah, it should mention it. It's also early access, so like Phasmo, there's a lot of stuff that's going to get added, a lot of stuff that's going to get tweaked. Um, there are some things that aren't coming to the top of my head right now, but there are some things that could be changed and tweaked and fixed. But I actually think it's in a better spot than Phasmophobia was when it started. A lot of fun little animations. It's just a fun little time. So yeah, Lethal Company. If you can get a couple friends together, it's good.
That's cool. Sounds cool. We might have to give that a look next year when we actually do Halloween stuff.
Yes,
So
that would be a great Halloween game.
I'm hoping that next year we can do that. The reason we skipped to this year is like 1 week of October I had COVID, then the next was my birthday, and then just Spider Man. We just had a lot of shit going
Mm-hmm.
on. So yeah.
But that was it for me.
All right. I put some more time into Sea of Stars, and I absolutely adore it.
Okay.
I like it continues to be a complete and total fucking blast. So there's that. I played more WoW. The new WoW patch is out, or 10.2.
That's right.
They don't launch the new season until the second week though. So we didn't get into Mythic Plus. I literally just did questing and story stuff, and event stuff. The new event is crazy, especially on like when the server is busy. Like if you do the event when the server is busy, it's like 90 dudes all fucking up everything that spawns around this tree. That's what it is. So what you need to do is you need to escort this tree to this area, and then it gives you objectives on the way, right?
Right.
Like that's what the event is. And like at the end it's typically like a boss and a bunch of mobs that keep spawning and you have to defend him. And like man, if you just want to see like everybody that is possibly capped and doing endgame on your server, just fight shit all together, Avengers Endgame style, here you go. Like, it is nuts. Like, me and Anthony were just like, God damn, this is a lot of people. Like,
Right.
even by the standards of this game, which has a tendency to want to get people together, there's like 80 dudes here. uh, so it's cool.
Man,
The new
sounds
zone is
great.
fucking gorgeous. It's just absolutely drop dead gorgeous. I
I peeked a
cannot,
little bit at that.
like, it might be the one of, if not the prettiest zone in WoW.
Dang.
Like, it is fucking beautiful. I could not get over how beautiful it was the entire time I was in it. Just this, yeah, like, it's fantastic. The story stuff has been really good inside it, as have the side quests. The side quests were fucking hilarious.
Okay.
Because you know, one of the side quests, you're helping this wild god who's an owl, and he's the Loa, which is like a troll wild god of change, and he, like, I feel like he's fucking with me the entire time I'm helping him. Like, he literally gives you a quest that the reward is called the perfect amount of reputation, and it gives you 1 reputation point.
Okay.
Rude.
And, like, he literally just sends you on a wild goose chase, like, a bunch of different times, and it's super funny. And you get, like, interact with, like, and he's, like, apparently part of the reason why Moonkin exists. And it's just fucking hilarious. Also, man, if you're a druid main, you're eating good this patch. You're getting a bunch of new forms. Like, one of your tank forms is now Owlbear.
Oh. All right.
Yeah. They added a new flight form, which is like a traditional owl. They added like a bunch of Druid of the Flame stuff. Like that, they had a lot of stuff for druids, which makes sense because we're going to, you know, their cultural hub.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a blast. They're wrapping up the story for Dragonflight. So the way it works is like the first. Usually in a new patch, there's 7 chapters to the story. The first week, you get the first 4. So, the first 4 were pretty entertaining, but as is the theme with Dragonflight, the stuff I've really enjoyed has been the side quest.
Okay, sure.
Like, that's kind of been the biggest thing with Dragonflight story as well, is like almost all the best stories are in the fucking side quests.
Of course. Of course.
Like I did I started working on Lore Master of Dragon. I was like, fuck, we're on the last patch of Dragonflight. My ass needs to get caught up on Lore Master because I do not want to go back and have to work on it during War Within. And I go ahead and I fucking like do this quest that like it's this group of dudes who join the Primalists and then like changed their mind, and they're explaining their mindset on why they joined the Primalists and like how they got into what is essentially a destruction cult. And you're like, this is like genuinely really good.
Huh.
Yeah, so it like just whoever is like writing this really needs to be working on the main MSQ team.
Right, yeah.
That's cool. That said, apparently Chris Metzen is doing the MSQ from now on, so never mind, we're good.
Exactly.
We're fine.
We're okay, kids. We're okay.
Yeah. So yeah, after I did all that, and like kind of tapped the zone for all I could get out of it the first week, I proceeded to start leveling my paladin some more. Due to the changes coming in War Within, I'm like, oh fuck, now is this is the best possible time to have 1,000,000 alts.
Right.
Because they're doing account bound reputation, account bound items, account bound fucking everything. So, yeah, like just I started leveling my paladin, and then also I like want more chances to get cool transmog mounts. because or cool mounts because they're adding what they're now changing its name from dragon riding to dynamic flight. Because in War Within, mounts that are not dragons are going to be able to dragon ride.
That's right.
So they're like, well, fuck. But yeah, so I started working on, like literally one part of this lore master quest I was working on with the rebel and everything was like literally you have to go take down propaganda. But then on the other side of that, like I found a lore channel this week that was just like, it turns out the Titans are fucking awful, and we might not be doing the right thing. Because, like, they very much also are taking a, like, Dark Souls style. Like, current WoW, the way it's doing its story is kind of, like, doing a little bit of everything. Like, it has its main narrative MSQ-style cutscenes, but it also has, like, really expands on it in the side quests. And then, on top of that, they are also, like, yeah, you can find these items in game that are gonna give you a lot of fucking lore, and explain, a lot of what's happening. Right. And I will say one thing that I have been very critical of Dragonflight's story because I'm like, it's really soft and doesn't always feel like Warcraft.
Right.
But after hearing what the next 3 expansions plan is, and, I know the Warcraft universe, so I know a lot of that lore, I'm like, oh, Dragonflight is a prologue. Like, the way that you describe what this new thing is, Dragonflight, like, with all the dragon and titan stuff in it, is, like, literally a prologue, is what this is.
Okay.
Which kind of makes me feel a little better about most of that softness.
Sure.
Because it's like, building okay,
to the Warcraft.
Yes, we are building to the war in Warcraft. Right. Like it's because outside of Farak, the bad guy of patch 10.2 and a little bit of Iridikron, basically the villains as a whole, it largely hasn't felt like Warcraft. The only real exception is like you go and find those Titan books and manuals, and you're like, oh, I see why the Primalists are pissed. I would be pissed too. I would be so mad. Holy shit. Yeah, I'll have to send you some of those videos, Aaron, that like lore YouTubers made for it, because it's like, whoa.
Sure.
Yeah. So
they're doing good leading up to this new.
Yeah, like genuine, like I genuinely love what they are doing. Assuming that they can nail the tone, which even though the cinematic they put out for War Within was softer, it still felt more like Warcraft than most of Dragonflight. So my hope is high. This is not a Dragonflight situation where I went in like, well, I hope it's good, please. Right. It's more of a no. They're gonna fucking nail this. They got it. They got it. They got it. We're good.
All right.
So yeah. So that's all cool. Especially with them adding the hero specs, which kind of are just flavor for whatever spec that you're doing. I'm telling you right now, my Unholy Death Knight is absolutely going to be a rider of the apocalypse.
Nice.
Fucking A. I don't know what I'm going to do with my Prot Warrior yet. I'm probably leaning towards Mountain Thane. But we'll see. Yeah. So, yeah. Did a lot of WoW this week. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. Anything else?
I had a very intense game of Madden last night.
I heard.
I could not, like, I was fucking so keyed up from it because I was down 25-7 at half and ended up winning 30-25.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun.
And our defense that got shredded in the first half got 4 interceptions in the second half.
That's wild.
Nailed it.
I made adjustments.
Clearly.
I was just like, I completely sold out to stop the run. Basically, is what I did because he was just running all over me. I'm like, all right, fuck it. I know we're playing against Tyreek Hill because he was playing as Dolphins. Doesn't matter. Fucking man coverage, man up, everybody.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, so I played well. I played Sea of Stars. It continues to be a really good JRPG-like thing. It's enjoyable. I feel like I played another game. Alan Wake 2.
Oh, you played that.
Yeah, I'm on chapter 3. I'm really enjoying it. I finally got to the part where you are, you're with the titled character.
Oh, nice.
Even on console, it is a visual fucking masterpiece.
Nice.
I can't wait till this game comes out on Steam and I can rebuy it to see what it looks like on PC. Fuck you, Epic Game Store, very much. Just saying. So yeah, there's that.
Okay.
Yeah, I like how it added a detective aspect and it like literally has like the detective board yarn fucking thing you can pull up.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Yeah, like it's fantastic. Like you have detective files and you're tracking multiple cases at once. Like all of that shit is fantastic. Looks great. Story's been really engaging so far, especially if you played I found a little Easter egg with Control. I found people working for the Bureau of Control.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So yeah. Yeah, I just had a great fucking time with it.
Good. That's great to hear. Yeah, I've been hearing that game's been reviewing really well.
Yes. So we're hitting Game of the Year season, and we're gonna do our thing where we watch the Game of the Awards together.
Yeah.
And my take on this is my personal favorite Game of the Year is Spider-Man.
Okay.
If I were like voting in a thing again, like voting with a group, then I would be voting for either Zelda, Baldur's Gate, or Alan Wake.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
Good
And
games this year.
yep. It's a crazy year. It is a crazy year.
Alan Wake, yet another single player title.
Yep. It is gonna have DLC though.
Oh, good.
Sure.
Yep, story DLC. So,
Not that bad.
So yeah.
Cool.
All right. What about you, Em? Yeah.
I am actually doing my New Game Plus run of Ghost.
Oh, Ghost of Tsushima?
Oh, nice.
I'd started it a while ago, but I haven't really played a whole lot of it after September. So I'm getting back into it. I'm just streamlining the story. It's actually funny that you mentioned Sea of Stars, Bronson, because Golden Joystick Awards happened recently.
Oh yeah,
Right.
I saw Baldur's Gate won like everything.
Record-breaking 7 wins for Baldur's Gate 3, including Studio of the Year and Ultimate Game of the Year.
Yeah.
But Sea of Stars won Best Indie.
Nice.
So.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. The entire time I was playing that game, I was just like, "Holy shit, this pixel art is amazing."
For an indie game, that's pretty cool.
Yes. Yeah. So, but go on.
No, I just wanted to mention that. But yeah, I've been playing Ghost. Actually, I played it this morning before we started the show. So
I am at 82% away from the platinum, and I'm just like, I'm so close. I really need to just double back, and go wrap it up.
yeah, do it.
So, all right, guys. Well, I think that's everything. You know,
I think so.
another fun week, fun-filled week for everybody.
Yeah.
We'll be back next week, of course. I know this week I'm going to be playing Yakuza, the man who erased his name.
Nice.
Oh, that's right. That's out this week, isn't it?
And it's on Game Pass.
And it's on Game Pass. So
Yeah.
Xbox players, get
Yep.
on that.
And PC as well. It's on Game Pass for
Alright,
PC.
so-
And fun fact, if you beat the main campaign, it comes with a demo for Infinite Wealth.
Oh, cool.
Really?
Only if
Yep.
you beat the game, huh?
Yep. You gotta finish the game.
That's a
'Cause-
cool
Fuck.
incentive.
Because it leads
That's dope.
into Infinite Wealth.
Right.
Oh.
Yep. Alright, well, anyway, guys, we'll be back next week. We love you all.
Yeah.
You are all beautiful people.
See you later.